Hey guys, this is a different video than usual, but today I'll be showing you how to do an oil change on your 2010 Camry with the 4-cylinder engine. While this might seem daunting for many beginners, by the end of this video, you'll be an expert at performing it. For this Camry, you'll need 0W20 engine oil and a cartridge-based oil filter rather than a traditional screw-on filter. To do this oil change, you'll need some tools and equipment that are fairly easy to find. For this vehicle, you'll need a ratchet with a 14mm socket, 3/8 extension, and a 1/2-inch ratchet with a special oil filter adapter for the 2010 model year and later. For equipment, the main thing you'll need is a way to lift the car in the air, either by using ramps, a floor jack and jack stands, or a lift if you've got money. You'll also need protective gloves, paper towels or rags, a funnel, and an oil drain pan in order to keep the job clean. While these tools may not be necessary for this vehicle, they can be helpful for other vehicles. These tools are an oil filter wrench and breaker bar. Now with those items procured, let's begin the oil change. The first part of the oil change is getting the vehicle's engine up in the air. When using ramps, drive the vehicle until it reaches the top. Once you reach the top, put the vehicle in park or first gear and apply the handbrake. Do note that if you do use the ramps, you cannot move your car until the oil change is completed, otherwise you risk damaging your engine. Before using the floor jack method, make sure the car is in park or first gear and engage the parking brake. Once you do that, place the jack on the vehicle's jacking points or on a solid piece of metal, such as the front cross member. Once the vehicle is high enough in the air, place the jack stands under the vehicle's jacking points or a solid piece of metal. After that, release the jack and let the car rest on the jack stands. To make sure the jack stands are properly secured, try and pull the lever on them, and if you can't move them at all, the stands are properly secured. No matter which method you use, make sure you chock the rear wheels to keep them from moving, and with that, you now have your engine in the air. Now it's time to drain the oil from the engine. Since this part can and will get dirty, now's a good time to put on your gloves and place a tarp or something to protect yourself and your floor. With that done, you'll need to locate your oil sump, which is also known as the oil pan. One of the easiest ways to locate this is to look at your oil fill port and follow down under the car. Your oil pan is usually on the same side as your oil fill port. Always make sure you find the oil pan and not the transmission pan because it draining accidentally can be a costly mistake. Once you've located it, look for the drain bolt. With that located, place your oil drain pan under the bolt. Now you're going to need to get your ratchet, but you can also use a wrench if you don't have a ratchet available. To remove the bolt, you'll need a 14mm socket. Loosen the bolt with your tool for the most part, but unscrew the last of the bolts with your hands. Now that the oil is being drained, let's focus on the drain bolt itself. On the bolt, you'll notice it has a crusher on it. This helps seal the oil drain bolt. Now you should change the crusher every 1 to 2 oil changes, and this one hasn't been changed in over 3 oil changes, so I'll put a new one on it. Now let's return to the oil sump. Once the oil is barely dripping, it means that the majority of the dirty oil has been removed. With that done, clean up the hole where the drain bolt lives. Once that is cleaned, place the drain bolt back into its hole and start to hand tighten it. Once you can no longer hand tighten it, use your tool to start tightening it. When you can no longer turn the tool with normal force, very slightly tighten the bolt to snug it. Don't overdo it or you risk stripping the bolts or damaging the threads. If any oil is still dripping, clean it off, and with that done, you successfully drained the engine oil. Now let's work on the oil filter. The oil filter isn't something you should skimp out on, as it is responsible for keeping the breeze out of your engine, so don't skimp out on it to save a couple of bucks. Before we do anything, make sure your oil drain pan is under the oil filter housing, as we will have to drain some oil from it. The first thing we need to do is remove the bolt on the oil filter housing. You'll need to get a 3/8 extension bar on your ratchet in order to get the bolt off the housing. Once you get the bolt off, your new oil filter should have came with a plastic piece. Place that piece into the hole, which will allow the oil to start draining. Once the oil stops draining, remove the plastic piece. You'll need to put the special oil filter adapter on your 1/2-inch ratchet. If you don't have this special adapter, you can also use an oil filter wrench for this step. Place the adapter on the oil filter housing straight on and begin unscrewing it. Once you've unscrewed the housing, pour whatever oil is left into the oil drain pan. Now let's focus on the oil filter housing. First, remove the old cartridge and O-rings from the housing. Once that is done, clean the inside of the housing of any old oil and debris, and clean the outside as well if it's too oily. With that done, put your new cartridge in the housing and place your O-rings in the proper areas. With that done, your oil filter housing is ready to be installed. To install the oil filter housing, do everything in reverse. First, screw the housing on by hand until you can no longer do it with normal force. Then, take the adapter and ratchet and turn it a little bit to snug it. Once that is done, place the bolt back on and use your extension to screw it back on. Once you can no longer screw with normal force, use a little bit of force to snug it. With that done, double check if everything is tightened and clean. And with that done, the old engine oil and filter are out of your vehicle. Now that all of that is done, let's put some new engine oil into your car. If you use the floor jack and jack stands to lift your car, bring the car back onto ground so that it's level. However, if you decide to use car ramps, you'll need to fill the car up with oil before bringing the car back to level. Now get your oil jug and come to the top of the engine bay. Go to your oil fill port, open it and place a funnel into it. You technically can get away with not using it, but using the funnel is cleaner and more efficient. Before pouring, make sure you know how much oil you need. For most cars, you can find this in your owner's manual, repair manual, or the easiest method, the internet. For the 2010 Camry with a 4-cylinder engine, you'll need 4.5 liters or 4.8 quarts of oil. Going back to filling the engine, start pouring oil into the funnel, but make sure you stop every couple of seconds to check how much oil you've put in. To check how much oil you've put in, look at the markings on the jug to see how much oil you've poured. A good tip is to use a marker to mark how much oil you need. Once you fill your car to the right amount, check your dipstick to make sure your car has enough oil. If the oil is touching the last dot, this means that the engine is filled with the maximum amount of oil. Once that is done, put the cap back on. Now you want to make sure everything is good before you go somewhere important. Once the car is back on the floor, start the engine and make sure there isn't an oil pressure light or unusual sound. If you don't see any of these problems, take the car driving around your neighborhood for a couple of minutes. Once you return to your starting position, check if there's any oil trailing you, and check your dipstick to make sure the oil level is still the same. If everything is okay, then your oil change is completed. Once you are done with the oil change, make sure you set a reminder for your next oil change. I personally use my trip odometer to see how many miles I've driven since my last oil change, but you can use other methods that suits you. Once that is done, don't throw away your oil like normal trash. Take your oil and oil filter for recycling. This can be done at your local automotive stores or mechanic garages. Congratulations, you've done a successful oil change. If you have any questions, I'll be able to answer them in the comment section. With that, I hope you have a good day and drive safely.